Well, now here at 6 o'clock, wildlife officers euthanized dozens of invasive snakes.
But the owner of another snake at that warehouse says those officers then made a snake mistake. 7's Nicole Ensalada is live where this happened. She's in Sunrise. Nicole.
Well, Belkis, yeah, you're right. FWC came here last week to destroy more than 30 invasive pythons. They were in cages just like these. In fact, they were in some of these. But there was one snake who was right here. It was a pet. And you can imagine what accidentally happened. It was caught on video, and we should warn you, the video and the audio that goes with the video can be disturbing. It's the sound the owner of these snakes could not bear to hear, so he left the room. You're hearing a penetrating bolt gun used to kill pythons with a shot to the head.
I really didn't know what to expect.
Chris Coffey is a partner in a Broward reptile breeding company, and after a long legal battle with Florida Fish and Wildlife, he agreed last week for officers to visit his facility.
So I basically had to do whatever they said. I was just wanted to comply and move on.
Knowing that his pythons, now considered illegal, would likely be euthanized, he said he made very clear there was one snake they could not touch, a boa constrictor named Big Shirl, legal in Florida and owned by his business partner.
I showed them the label, what it says here. Both officers that were here at the time came and looked at them and agreed with me, yes, it's a boa constrictor. They would not harm the boa constrictor.
But watch, the officers pull the boa out of the cage and... But just seconds later, Coffey's cell phone video shows shock on the officers' faces as they realize they shot the boa, a pregnant boa that Coffey says was still moving. They tell Coffey what happened. He'd been in a back office.
Oh my God, that guy's gonna flip out. What is wrong with you guys?
Yeah.
You did it. Why?
They tell him it was a mistake.
How? I reminded you 10 times.
He had called me at 4 o'clock crying and screaming, saying that they killed my snake.
Owner Bill McAdams says the snake and her babies were worth thousands of dollars, and he's had her for years.
It was heart-wrenching. I mean, it was just as heart-wrenching watching Chris's snakes get killed too as well. And I just can't believe that's the only way they can go about doing this. But that's one snake that had a name because she was special.
It's just tremendously sad. And those babies, they're born alive. Boas don't lay eggs like a lot of other snakes. They bear live young. So those were pretty much fully formed babies.
This from an FWC spokeswoman who did not address the loss of the boa directly, but said Coffey formally relinquished his reptiles to FWC and requested that FWC officers and investigators euthanize the reptiles. The FWC Division of Law Enforcement is determining the full details. So right now, he says that he did not want them to euthanize all of these snakes, but he said he knew he was in a hard place because of the illegality of the snakes in Florida, and as he's working through all of the issues with FWC and his permit. But he says the boa constrictor, he says he would have thought for sure that these officers would have known the difference, especially with the label on that, and after being told. So now he, as well as the owner of the snake, are still waiting to hear from FWC to see what might happen next. Reporting live in Sunrise, Nicole Ensalada, 7 News.